What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to present my first versus battle. Yes, we will be doing Kid Sasuke versus Kid Shikamaru. I'm really excited for this video, you guys. Now, the battle is going to take place during the tuning exams. So basically what we're doing is the tuning exams tournament. Let's say they got messed up basically, and Kid Sasuke had to fight Kid Shikamaru during the tuning exams. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, during this versus battle, what we're going to do is we're going to analyze both characters' major feats throughout part 1 of the Naruto series up until the Chunin exams, and from there we're going to determine, or I'm going to give you guys my conclusion of who wins this battle. And we're going to start this off with Shikamaru Nara by talking about his intelligence. My man is smart, like, smart. Like, this man sits down, puts his hands together, and he's God tier. Asuma's teacher, Asuma Sensei, says, or he determines that his IQ is over 200, making him one of the smartest people to ever live in our world, at least. And in the Naruto series, he is considered one of the smartest characters ever introduced, even at this young age, when we were introduced to him in part 1. This IQ makes Shikamaru one of the greatest combat strategists in the series that we're introduced to. But now I want to get into the physical abilities of Shikamaru, starting off with the number one thing that pops into your head when you think of the Nara clan, the Shadow Possession Jutsu. Now, the Shadow Possession Jutsu allows its user to possess its target's shadow, causing them to mimic the user's movements. Now, this can come handy when trying to capture enemies because you're able to possess their shadow, make them stand still, and you're able to capture them. But he also has the Shadow Strangulation Jutsu, which can be used for offense when using the Shadow Possession Jutsu. When using the Shadow Possession Jutsu, you can then transfer to a Shadow Strangulation Jutsu, which is basically what it sounds like, a shadow that strangles the target as it is being possessed by the shadow. Now, Shikamaru's Shadow Possession is super fast, like super fast. He was able to capture Tayuya, curse mark to Tayuya, and catch her by surprise by how fast his Shadow Possession was, and was able to literally just speed blitz her with the Shadow Possession. Shikamaru's 200 IQ, along with his Shadow Possession Jutsu, makes him one of the most skilled ninja that we see in part 1, just based on how impressive he is when he uses both at the same time. For example, during the Chunin exams, when he tapes a kunai to his jacket, throws it in the air, and uses a shadow from the kunai to lengthen his Shadow Possession Jutsu, which he only uses to push Temari closer to a hole that was used by Naruto during his battle with Neji. Shikamaru uses this hole to lengthen the shadow even more and capture / possess Temari from behind. And it's really just insane how impressive this plan was thought up, and how short of amount of time while being pressured by Temari's wind scythe. Now, later on in the series, we really see how powerful Shikamaru's Shadow Possession really is when he is able to possess 8 level Chunin ninja at the same time, 8 ninja who are Chunin level. He does this all at the same time while he himself is only at Genin level, and it really just shows how powerful and how skilled Shikamaru really is when he puts forth effort, because Shikamaru can be really lazy at a lot of times. In fact, that battle with Temari, he ended up just forfeiting because he was tired of battling her. Next up, I want to talk about Shikamaru's durability and speed. Now, his durability. During his match with Temari during the Chunin exams, he was able to absorb about 2 wind scythe attacks, 2 wind style jutsu from Temari, which is really insane just based on how much damage they were doing to the surrounding area that he was in. So during this, during one, he was in the tree, and 2, the second one, he was just in front of it. He took it full frontal. And the wind scythe, the wind style jutsu, was literally just ripping trees and cutting them in half, ripping off branches, cutting them in half. And Shikamaru was just standing there with his arms up, taking the full blow, and he was able to leave and move around the rest of the match, and only had a few scratches. And it's just crazy how durable he is, that he was able to take a jutsu that was able to literally just cut trees in half and take branches off of the trees. Next up, I want to talk about his speed a bit. Shikamaru, he also, during that same exact match, he was able to he was able to avoid two of Tamari's moves from close range. The first one was just a straight up wind scythe that she tried to hit, wind style jutsu, and he was able to throw two kunai on the wall and stand on top of them just from point blank range, which was insanely fast. How he was able to react to that, his reaction time was from that attack that he couldn't even predict coming. And he was able to throw out two kunai and stand on top of the wall. The next one was after that same attack, Tamari ran at him and tried to hit him with her fan, and he was able to dodge it and get to the other side of the stage behind some trees after dodging the attack from point blank range. So he displayed that he has a faster reaction time than Tamari, and that he's able to dodge moves from point blank range. And also during his fight with Yayua, he was able to dodge her summons attacks from close range, and was able to dodge some of the chakra eaters that they were using during that same battle. Now, a couple of them did hit him and take his chakra. Once he realized what they were doing, he was able to avoid them with ease. And this just goes to show how fast Shikamaru really is and how his speed can be underrated. Now, he doesn't display any form of taijutsu, really. He's not a taijutsu user, and he doesn't really use any other jutsu other than shadow possession, shadow strangulation in part 1. But these are just a few things, a few feats that just show how strong Shikamaru really is in part 1. Now we're going to start on Sasuke, and right off the bat, we're going to mention that Sasuke is able to use two nature transformations at this young of an age, and that is the Fireball Jutsu and the Chidori, which was introduced during the Chunin exams right before he fought with Gaara, and we're going to include that in this fight. Next up, we're also going to mention the fact that he's able to use Rock Lee's taijutsu. During his fight with Gaara, it is said by Guy that he was able to use the same taijutsu that Rock Lee was using, and Rock Lee's been training his whole entire life to be literally considered the best taijutsu user of all time. That's Rock Lee's goal, and for Sasuke to be able to mimic that taijutsu with his Sharingan from that one time that they fought is really just insane. Also, along with this, his hand-to-hand combat, there are two other times during the series where we are shown how impressive his hand-to-hand combat is, and that is during the bell test with Kakashi, where Sasuke was able to go toe-to-toe with Kakashi, who is a Jonin, and Kakashi was visibly surprised by the fact that Sasuke was able to keep up with him for a bit until, of course, Kakashi was able to take over and leave him buried in the ground. Next up, we also have his battle with Haku, in which he was able to go hand-to-hand. He was able to use hand-to-hand combat with, and was able to beat Haku until, of course, Haku started using the ice mirrors. But Haku is said to be stronger than Zabuza, and Zabuza is classified as an S-rank ninja. So the fact that Haku was considered stronger and more skilled than Zabuza, and Sasuke was able to keep up in hand-to-hand combat with him, was just impressive in its own self. Along with this, also, he was able to immobilize and damage the Demon Brothers, who are wanted Chunin, and he was able to do this at the same time. So as a Genin on his first mission with Kakashi, Naruto, Team 7, and all of them, he was able to take out two Chunin, the wanted Demon Brothers, and and he was able to do it at the same time. Also with this, during the Chunin exams, when they are in the forest, he encounters a team of sound ninja who he is able to take out by himself. He does use Curse Mark 1 during this. Is the first time we're able to see Sasuke use Curse Mark 1 in battle, and he uses it to get revenge for Sakura, and he ends up breaking one of the ninja's arms by basically putting his foot on it, grabbing his arms, and pulling him. And he was able to take out an entire team of sound ninja whose moves are said to be faster than the speed of sound. So the fact that Sasuke was able to dodge those and take no damage and use the curse mark to take out the entire team by himself is just really impressive. Also, when he returns from training with Kakashi. It is said that he is almost as equal in speed to that of weightless Rock Lee, which, as we saw during the Gaara matchup, he was insanely fast when he took off his weights, because the weights, of course, were just insane and massive. And the fact that Sasuke was even considered almost in equal speed at this age and that quickly with Rock Lee was just insane. And as I mentioned, his ace in the hole, he's able to use Chidori. But other than that, a lot of Sasuke's feats are, they're spoken for themselves. I mean, during the Chunin exams, his fireball jutsu was hot enough to melt part of Orochimaru's face. But a lot of the feats that Sasuke does during part 1 are incredible, and he's a standout ninja. So now we're going to hop into the actual battle. Now, just to remind you the conditions of this battle, it will be taking place during the Chunin exams once Sasuke has returned from training with Kakashi. It'll be exactly like when he fought Gaara, except instead of Gaara, it is Shikamaru. Now, Shikamaru has seen Sasuke fight during the scene when they're in the forest. He watches Sasuke fight the Sound Ninjas from the bushes, and he knows about Sasuke's Sharingan, and he knows about the curse mark. And Sasuke is yet to see Shikamaru fight. Now, when they are announced to fight each other, Shikamaru is just finding out that he's fighting Sasuke, but he already has all this intel on him. Plus, Sasuke arrives late, giving Shikamaru time to prepare. So, in this case, I believe Shikamaru is the winner of this fight 8 out of 10 times. About 80% of the times, I think Shikamaru wins, because Shikamaru is equally as fast as Sasuke due to the fact that he was able to predict Tayuya's summons movements just based on her hand movements on her flute. So before the sound even reached the summon's ears for them to attack, he already knew what they were going to do, so he was able to get out of the way, making him faster than the speed of sound, just as fast as Sasuke. Also, he was able to dodge Tamari's wind scythe, and he was able to evacuate a large area of a wind-style jutsu before the dust even settled, and he was able to dodge a head-on attack from Tamari's fan. And Tamari was fast enough to dodge Shikamaru's Shadow Possession Jutsu, which was able to capture a Curse Mark to Tayuya. So that same Shadow Possession Jutsu she was able to dodge, making her faster than Curse Mark to Tayuya. Making Shikamaru insanely fast, that he was able to counter, that he's faster than Tamari, who is faster than Curse Mark to Tayuya, making him faster than Sasuke at this point. So because Shikamaru is faster and has better reaction speed, he's able to counter Sasuke's taijutsu because he is able to counter it, and he's seen Sasuke fight. Sasuke has a limited amount of taijutsu. He has more taijutsu in his arsenal now that he is trained with Kakashi, but since Shikamaru is faster, that gives him time to step back, prepare, and he's able to predict Sasuke's movements. Along with this, the fact that his Shadow Possession is fast enough to catch a Curse Mark to Tayuya, Shikamaru's Shadow Possession and Shadow Strangulation would be too fast for Sasuke to counter. Because this is base Sasuke we're talking about during the Chunin exams, and he uses a bit of Curse Mark 1. Shikamaru was able to catch a Curse Mark 2 Tayuya with Shadow Possession and Shadow Strangulation. Of course, Tayuya was able to break out of it, but that's only because she was Curse Mark 2. Base Sasuke would be unable to break out of this. So the second he gets caught in a Shadow Possession, and he has pretty much lost the match. If he gets hit with a Shadow Possession once, he has lost the match. And he gets hit with Shadow Strangulation, which would be the end for Sasuke. Like I said, Sasuke is fast, but he is not fast enough to dodge the Shadow Possession Jutsu. If Sasuke uses the Chidori, he is faster. Yes, when he uses Chidori, then he becomes faster than Shikamaru and Shikamaru's shadow possession. But the only issue with that is his Chidori moves in a straight line, which means his shadow would be possessed. This is why I think Shikamaru wins 80% of the time. Even if Sasuke, my bad, uses the Chidori, he has to move in a straight line at this point in the series. So when he uses it, he has to move in a straight line, and which allows Shikamaru to use the shadow possession jutsu as Sasuke is running towards him, and he's able to capture Sasuke and hit him with the shadow possession jutsu, which he can then use strangulation, which would give him the automatic win. So based on this, I would say Shikamaru wins 80% of the time. I guess there's that chance and that possibility that Sasuke is able to dodge Shikamaru, but the fact that Shikamaru just had time to prepare based on the fact that Sasuke was late to the battle, also that he's already seen Sasuke fight, so already has an idea. Of course, this Sasuke is much faster and knows more taijutsu, and he knows the Chidori by the time he gets back. The fact that Shikamaru is just faster than him just gives Shikamaru the win. And the shadow possession jutsu is just a really powerful jutsu when used correctly. Especially somebody who has a 200 plus IQ like Shikamaru. Like I said, there's that 20% of the time where Sasuke is able to get off that Chidori and hit him. But other than that, I can't see him winning many of these battles. So I'm going to say 80% of the time, Shikamaru is the winner, 20% of the time, Sasuke. So I'm going to have to give this one to Shikamaru. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you guys disagree with me, please leave a comment down below saying why you disagree with me and giving a explanation to why you think Sasuke would win this battle. But me personally, I think Shikamaru wins just based on this. So like I said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.